Hi, John and I are here with you today, and I'm gonna talk some. I know I've had a really long break, so I'm gonna do some updates. I'm gonna, talk some about what I'm up to, pretty much, in the hobby. So I have Jonna here with me today because I have spent a lot of time writing, actually. Her story, partly her story, also Risten's story, Elsa. While Elsa hasn't really come into the story yet, I've written 15 pages so far, which is quite impressive to be me. Usually I write a few pages and then I move on to the next story because I'm just really impatient. But since I've worked on this story, while not writing it down, but worked on it in my head for almost 3 years now, it feels easier not to just leave it behind, because even if I do take a break, I always have to come back to it because I have these dolls around me and I want to keep developing them. So I would like to tell you some about that story if you would be into listening about that. Well, I've written some about. I haven't gone that far yet. What has happened is that there has been a meeting within the forest where they live, and they have. Or Risten has presented a plan. She's a human, but she came along with the trolls who have taken care of her for the most of her life when she's in the forest. So she represents them. They cannot go outside by day because then they turn into stone. It's an old myth in Scandinavia. Anyway, so she represents them, and they have been doing this for quite some time, having humans to represent them, which is why they have been misunderstood in the past. But anyway, so she comes up with this, or she presents this idea how to solve an issue that they have. And I had this other character called Myr, who I do not have as a doll because there is no doll for her, what I found so far, sadly. She is kind of provoked. She has pretty bad, awful past by losing her partner, I guess. So she's really bitter, even though it was 1,000 years ago. And she's upset with his plans, so I have spent some time writing about her and the way that she sees things. And then I've also written about Jonna, who got a message from, after this meeting, from a light elf, who told her to come to them and prepare, and wondered if she was willing to participate, even though it's a bit controversial, the plan that they have. So her family threw her a goodbye dinner because who knows if she's even gonna return. And she took a horse ride, through the tunnel where she lives. She lives underground, through a tunnel, and then she went up through the hole to get into the forest, and now she's just made it to the light elves and their mountain. So that's what happened so far, and it's quite exciting to write about. I really enjoy her character a lot, which is when I got her in 2012, in January 2012. She was nothing like this. She didn't have a story for like 2 years. So I'm really glad that she found herself and that we enjoy each other. I love her as a character. And even though this Eiffel House body is the worst thing I've ever had, yeah. I also want to tell you about this trade that I'm gonna do, which is quite exciting. So as you might have seen, I posted a sales video. If not, go check it out. There's a bunch of things for sale. And I should probably put most of them up on eBay, honestly, but I haven't really had the time and energy, and I don't really know how eBay works. But yeah, go check it out. There's Tamagotchis, there is Monster Highs and Living Dead Dolls and all these things if you're interested in those kind of things. I also had a BJD up for sale. My Resin Soul May was up for sale. And this person who I've sold a doll to before contacted me, which is quite exciting, and wanted to trade a doll for my Resin Soul May, which is super exciting. So that's gonna go through. And I have all these plans. I want to dress her up in like Victorian clothing and put her in her own storyline kind of thing. Just her, most probably. And it's super exciting. I want to buy her some clothing, but I'm stopping myself because I need to save some money. Yeah, so that's happening. New doll coming, which I wasn't even planning on buying any more dolls this year. Not that I'm buying one, but like receiving any dolls. Did I tell you that I have a doll Chita body on the way? Well, she's not on the way, I guess, but I did order one and I keep forgetting about it myself. It's for my Larina head, and she's supposed to be this character called Larissa, but I don't really know if that's gonna happen. She might be someone else, wait and see. But yeah, so John and I are excited about these things. I also want to show you, while I was, putting up Tamagotchis for sale, I found this little one, which is my favorite color Tamagotchi, which I'm not gonna put up for sale. It's gonna be, if I get the other one sold, it's gonna be the only one that I have left. So here is my little Tamagotchi. I have forgotten all the names of these characters, but Kuchpachi or something? I don't know. But anyway, I've had this running for ages, but like the battery has run out, and then I put it back in and I play some. He is 6 days or years, but yeah, I've had him running for like 2 years and I haven't really done anything. I've just like played sometimes, so I think it's time for him to have a kid or something, because I've had him for way too long. But yeah, I have this Pierce. It's the, what is it called? It's like this dream Pierce. I think it's really pretty. And I have this case with ears on. And I also have this little guy, which is super cute. So that's that. So yeah, now I'm feeling motivated and excited about my dolls. Honestly, mostly because of the trade that I'm doing. I kind of got my eyes open again for the community and the hobby. I've taken a break. I have a hard time focusing on like several things at the same time. I prefer to focus on one thing at a time because I go so all in what I'm doing. So it's difficult for me to be like really passionate about several things at once, and it just happens. So I have a hard time like if I'm into dolls, I go all in on that and spend like all my money on that and like focus super hard on that. But then this year I've been really focused on my photography, for example. I've been really focused on like Lush items and clothing and such, and some other books and things. Now at the moment I'm also really focused on the traveling I'm gonna do this summer, so I go like all in and I spend a bunch of energy and time on these things, and it's hard for me because I'm so like focused and passionate about the things that I do. It's hard to like divide that and do several of those at once, because I can't just be like a little bit into something. I just, yeah, that's the way that I am. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to receiving a new doll. I'm gonna show it when I get her. Her name is gonna be Elise. And yeah, thank you for watching.